Hello everyone, it's Dammer15 here, and today I'm going to be showing you my castle world, because, I'm not even at the castle. So last time I showed you this, as you can already tell, this village wasn't here. There was almost nothing here. It was just the castle, a couple of other things. These didn't even have decorations on them or anything. And I also changed the room in there, but it's not too much. But the first big thing is this wall around here, obviously. That's new. I fixed the lumberjack thing around the back. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you should go and watch the other one where I showed off all the castles and all this. First one that I'm going to show you is this town. Here's a church. The United Church of Notch, which I kind of made up. There's a tavern and docks. These are just like normal houses and stuff. John's Way, South Street. It's kind of random things that I made. Now this building is a trading facility. So like this is drop-offs and pickups, and then like documented proof of sale and trade and stuff. And I probably should put a storage room somewhere in here for all the trade. But I guess technically I could just say that it's being brought out immediately. And then this is like just local shops and things. This is a thing that my sister made. Or no, not my sister. My cousin. And she named it. That's pretty cool. Pretty expensive. What's this? Well there, sir, you're not allowed to be in here. I'm too lazy to get a diamond sword or anything. Now, across all my worlds, I have this fake little company I made, like 5 years ago probably, or when I got my phone, called Mineco, and this is supposed to be, since it's all like this is also like a roleplay type thing, like if I'm with my cousins or someone, or like other people, I'll be like, you have to build like it's in medieval times, and so this is supposed to be like way back, like, and this is supposed to be like the first HQ, and then it's moved around and stuff. And you can see there's like prices and things, and then storage and file cabinets and things. So that's what it's supposed to be. The predecessor to file cabinets, I'll say. And this is just like a blacksmith with like lava, and then god dang it. Well, I guess that's what happens. And the fire under here is just for smoke. So smoke comes up through the stairs. I'll try to show you in a second. I'm gonna get out a diamond sword so I can do it again. Now also, put it in. There we go. It's cinematic, so that it's a little bit better. So yeah, you can see the lava here. That I liked how the lava was flowing. That's why I like that. Come around here. This is loosely based. This house right here is loosely based off of my house in real life, with this overhang that's on my house, and then this little bumped out door area. So it's loosely based off that. Some of these houses, like this house, and I think this house right in front of me, were taken from like a design. All the rest of them I designed by myself and created by myself. And some more houses and stuff. This one's kind of cool. It's like a weird shape. These are two separate houses right here as well. Here we get to Flaming Lion Tavern. Flaming Lion Tavern. And all the villagers seem to have disappeared. I put a bunch of them in, made it so that they couldn't escape with the rug here. But unless they changed that so that they could get over a rug, I don't think they would have went anywhere. So I don't know what happened to them. And there's a sleeping area up here because it is a tavern, so there'd be people sleeping overnight. And then over here, it's just like a balcony thing. I haven't done anything with it. I probably was gonna put chairs up there, but I just never got to it. And then there's the eating area of the tavern and like a little bar thing. Now, in the other video, I wasn't saying anything, probably because it was like really late at night or something. But this is like the reason why this bridge is 4 wide instead of like 2 wide like I would normally make it is because if this was a roleplay thing, logs would be carried on by horse and carriage across this bridge, and they'd need a wider bridge for that reason. Now down here is a little dock and a bridge, and this is a cottage that I didn't go off, but it was here when I made this, and I think this dock was too, just not the bridge. And this is a thing I made kind of recently. I don't really know what I was doing with this. It looks kind of stupid, but it's there. This is a new village. This is a very new village, actually. Ignore that for now. And there's like a little ruin here. I'm gonna guess that if it was role-playing, it'd probably be that it burned down or something. And this is supposed to be like a little swing for you to jump into the water for. And I think you can actually get on this from right here. Let's see. Yep, you can. You can jump in the water. This is a man-made pond. And so is this little river here that goes down to this, and yes, I know it looks like a swastika. Just ignore it for now. And that was the most compact design for a gristmill wheel that I could make at the time. This is supposed to be like, I don't think there's funnels in the game. I'll check real quick. Wait, where is it? Where's the button to open the inventory? Whatever, I'll check it later. So that's that. And I'll show you all what the whole flags mean in a moment. And actually, this is incorrect. Wait a second. Okay, so I fixed it, and let me put this back real quick. So, I made a little, what do you call it? Like a key or something of that nature for all the different flags. Like thing with the 3 stripes is a town, and then something with this kind of design right there is like the main kingdom, a main building of the kingdom, and whatever. But that leads me on to right here, and this is a different kingdom since you see it's not blue and red like you'd think, and it's also upside down, this flag thing. There's a little bit of lore behind this, but I'm not going to bother sharing it. But basically, a really short version is just that these people are just more technologically advanced. Like they have cannons, they have lots of redstone, they have lots of different redstone contraptions and stuff. And so they were originally born, but then they got beat one day, and they just decided to settle down up here for whatever reason, and they just are peaceful now. And I built this, which is currently non-operational, which is like a lighthouse type thing. And yeah, but basically it was just an excuse for me to be able to experiment with redstone on my creative world. This I'm actually really proud about, because this took me a while, and I'm glad with how well it came out. And actually, wait a second. Okay, so I just slept to get rid of the night. But this, although it probably didn't look like it for a second, like it was the same thing, but now that I go around it, you can tell that it's actually been raised up to about right here-ish, the water level. And I can't remember what the lore was around this, but I think it was that these people were just like, hey, let's low-key mess with the surrounding villages and things and block up this thing. I mean, it didn't really do much, because it probably didn't really, well, if correct, it probably would have brought down the water level by like 3 blocks, and ignore this was a test I was doing, and I don't really feel like fixing it. So in theory, most of this area before them would have actually been flooded over, so actually these guys probably did that first, and then these guys settled here, because the water level probably would have went up to like right here, which would have flooded a bunch of over here and all over the place. So I don't really know, there's some weird timing issues with this, but this is the really big one that I'm really proud about. This took forever. It took like a couple of days to do because of just the way I did it. Because obviously you can't use World Edit in the Pocket Edition, so I do that all by hand. That obviously took me a very long time. And there's a little path through the woods and stuff. And then I guess right now would be a good time to show you. Actually, no, I'm going to show all the overworld stuff first, and then I'll show you the Nether. I added this little path up here, and this thing I added. I didn't really name it. I actually kind of like it, how it has like the two tiers, and then how these two are like two separate things. I kind of like that. Here's that key I was talking about. The bottom one's not in effect, but that would be like, we say, naval ships and things. But these are like forts and like main buildings, like the castle or whatever of a kingdom. And then these would be the minor buildings, like town halls. And then this would be, of course, naval ships belonging to the kingdom. And then right here is a little thing I made just for fun. I mean, obviously, this wouldn't have been made if this was an actual, like, roleplay thing. But I just kind of made it for fun. Called Devil's Drop, right down here. And so obviously you'd probably die if you actually, like, jumped off that in real life. But, of course, this isn't real life. So this is a cool little thing. It's just kind of like a mini version of the first one. I just kind of wanted a way to make it so that I just kind of ended off the river in a way that wasn't just like blowing it all up. So I made this house. This is kind of like, this isn't a very roleplay house. This is just kind of a house that I would have made. This is something that I lined with like the farm here. And this is like a little design I discovered about sugarcane, and it's the most efficient design for sugarcane because it takes up no blocks in between. It only takes up the spaces for the water. At least I think that's the most efficient. This is as efficient as I can imagine it. And you could build huge fields. So there's a little melon thing that's still growing. I haven't been in these chunks forever. And here's a potato farm because I like potatoes much better than wheat. Wheat is not nearly as good as potatoes because you can cook potatoes or you can eat them raw, which is nice. So then there's a little dock, and I think I had a bow here at one point. But this thing I've found pretty cool because this cave was already here. I just put the water just for fun as like a little way for water. This thing. I don't really know who would have put this up. I mean, maybe the kingdom or the main kingdom, but I don't really know. And there's just like a little mini thing. There's nothing inside this. It's just built in with like the top bit. And that is. Oh, I know. There's one more town I want to show you here. I didn't even know this thing existed right here. But one more thing, this huge field of wheat that took me a couple days to do. And there's this town, which is called Citadelia, which comes from citadel, which is a wall inside of a wall, if that makes any sense. And a couple weeks ago, I was playing with my cousins, and we were building the walls and stuff, and some weird glitch keeps happening where certain chunks just forget that they were edited at all, so they just will not change. So this is the only wall that stayed intact here. You can see that along the side of this was a chunk boundary because the chunks just forgot that we were doing anything there, and it just deleted everything. So he kind of abandoned this little here. There's a town hall and a police station with a jail. Just some nice little houses here. And like an old well that I just got like destroyed or something. And these little outpost towers all around. So that is everything for the main report. And you're like, and you're probably in the length video and you're like, well, what else do you have to show us if it's only been, or if you just showed us all of this? Well, you may be noticing this building right here, this nice little building, with the nether portal inside of it. And I don't know if you caught one of the signs out there. You're probably you're probably gonna go back and look at it, but we'll see if you saw that sign or not. Well, Nether and Highway. So, just like on the 2v2t server, which I really like, I really want to get the computer version just for that server. Not to fight or anything, but just be neutral and go around and look at all the cool buildings and everything. I don't even want to fight for either side, I just want to be neutral and see stuff, but I'll get to my opinion on that in a later video. So, I made 4 highways, one going in each direction, and I built little settlements at each one. So I guess I'll start with the north and make my way clockwise, and dang it. Wait a second. Okay, I'm back. That was just a little alarm that I had to shut off. So this one I made 3x3 because it did a 2x portal. This is in a jungle biome, and I was like kinda, oh, are you kidding me? I don't like jungle biomes, they're the worst. And but I made the most of it. I made a little bridge here and a little dock there. And people talking outside because it's 4th of July and there's lots of people walking. But I kind of decorated this portal very nicely. I like how it came out. I tried to decorate the portal of each one. It sounds like... Wait a second. Okay, yeah, you might hear like fire engines in the background. That's like a parade that's going on. This happens every 4th of July. And I just didn't want to go to it. This is like this is the first building I made here. It's kind of weird. This one I think was subject to chunk errors as well. I can't remember though. I don't know. But I really decorated that portal nicely. And I made this out of materials that you'd find here because if this was a roleplay scenario, no one would want to transport tons and tons of oak logs and everything from the normal area through the nether, because obviously wood burns in the nether at high temperatures, so it's very difficult to do it. So I was like, make it roleplay, kind of say here, make it out of the materials found here, and it didn't come out too bad. I don't really like it that much, but it wasn't too bad. It's like a kind of motel thing, like a nice little rooftop thing. Another one of my personal houses. I have like 4 or maybe 5 personal houses. This is the 4th one. This is the most recent one, I think. And you kind of go in here and go up the ladder there. This is just to keep people out, I guess. And go up, and there's like a storage and everything, and then eating area and couch and my bed. There's the bridge again with the flags. I gotta have the flags somewhere. That's how. I just kind of just for the role play and everything. I'm actually gonna go to bed and set it to daytime, and then we'll move on to the next area. Actually, wait a second. Let me think. You know what? Actually, there's an area that will actually look very nice in nighttime, and I'm gonna go visit that right now. Traveling back along the highway. See, this isn't very far at all. And actually, I figured out. Wait a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, so people are just kind of coming back from the parade I was telling you about. So where was it? West. I wanted to show you. No, it wasn't. No, yeah, I said what was that. Each one's very accurate. Kind of, I don't know. Just go along here. And go through this portal right here. Now he spawned up in the air, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do anything. But I figured out I could make a port and everything. And is this going to be working today? some reason it has two in it and it shouldn't. I'm gonna fix